Right, so let's go through this question. So we have this Bernard and Yi Hao, right, move towards each other, and their initial distance is about 32 kilometer. So we have this Bernard cycling at a constant speed of 20 km per hour, and of course Yi Hao walk at a constant speed of about 7 km per hour. So we are required to draw a distance time graph to illustrate this information, right? Okay, so the very first thing we plot the graph. So of course we plot the distance time. So the distance is in terms of km, then the time is in terms of hour, right? Okay, the next thing is we need to deduce the shape of the graph. Because we are looking at a distance time, so they give us constant speed, meaning that my distance time for both of them must be a straight line, something like y equal to mx plus c like that. Okay, next thing will be we need to determine the so-called the steepness of the slope. So for example, Yi Hao travel slower, so means that the gradient must be more gentle. So as you can see from my graph, I actually draw a more gentle graph for Yi Hao. Then for Bernard, I draw a steeper graph. So that's why you can see the Bernard graph is steeper, right? The next thing will be you need to label the time. So you determine what is the time taken for Yi Hao, right, to travel a full 32 kilometer, which is roughly 447 hour. Then for Bernard, I took about 135 hour. So just draw the graph, then you will get the credit for this. Okay, for part 2, we must use the graph to actually determine what is the time taken for both of them to actually meet. Okay, very simple. I teach you two ways to solve. Okay, the first way is this way. So for example, right, okay, we know that Bernard and Yi Hao, right, they actually are separated by 32 kilometer. So eventually they will meet, right? So let's just say they meet at a time t. So means that when they meet, both of them must travel a total distance of 32 kilometer. So meaning, for example, Yi Hao travel some distance, Bernard travel some distance, right? They add up, must give you a total distance of about 32 km. So since we know the speed of Bernard is 20, so I simply just times t lor. So this will be the distance traveled by Bernard. Then for Yi Hao, right, he traveled at 7 km per hour. So this will be the distance traveled by Yi Hao. So the add up must give you 32. So you just need to calculate for t, and of course the t, right, is roughly about 15 over 27 hour. So that is the first way of doing it. Okay, I can show you another way. Another way I can use the graph. So for example, right, I can actually express this graph in terms of some formula or equation. Okay, you look at the Yi Hao graph, it's actually like y equal to mx plus c. So you can simply just express this in terms of distance is, okay, maybe I just put d lah. No, okay, d, because the y-axis is d then the x-axis is t, so d is equal to 7t. There shouldn't be any y-intercept because apparently I start off at 0, right? So this is the distance time equation of Yi Hao. So this is d equal to 7t, right? Why is it 7? Because apparently, right, the gradient will be 7. So okay, then after that Bernard, we have this Bernard equation also. So Bernard equation, let me just write down here. So you can see Bernard equation obviously is y equal to negative something x plus c. So distance is equal to negative. So I know that the gradient is negative 20. So I just put negative 20. So negative 20 t plus the y-intercept, right? So y-intercept obviously is 32. So this is 32 kilometer, something like that. Okay, then what you need to do, right, is because they will meet, so means that you just equate the, maybe I see the first equation here, then the second equation here. So okay, just equate them. So meaning 7t is equal to minus 20t plus 32. So now you move this to the left hand side, you will get 27t equal to 32. So t will give you the exact same answer as previously, about 1527 hour. So that is actually how you do the very first part, 2a, right? Or part 2a. Okay, the next thing will be the part 2b. So they say, what is the time at which they are about 5 kilometer apart? So this one also same thing, I can use this method, right? So eventually they will be separated by 5 kilometer. So means that Yi Hao must travel 7t, then for Bernard he travel 20t, right? Such that 32 minus 5, they actually travel a total distance of about 27 kilometer. No? Okay, then what you need to do now is actually to put in. So for example, 7t plus 20t will give you 27. So t will be equal to 1 hour. So that is how you actually solve for part B. Alright, so of course I can also use the graph method. Graph method, you can use the equation as I showed just now, right? So you just simply use this thing minus of this thing, right, to give you 5. Then you solve for t, should be able to get. So meaning, for example, maybe I just write down here. So minus 20t plus 32 minus, because this is the Bernard's one, right? Bernard's. Then after that, minus 7t. So this is the Yihao one. So meaning this will be 5. So of course I manipulate a bit. So minus 27t plus 32 equal to 5 minus 27t equal to minus 27. So t will be equal to 1 hour. Yeah, so both are, I believe both should be fine. No. Alright, so that is how we actually solve this question.